practice. 2 times we're going to use the idea of solving for the axis of symmetry as well as the vertex. Reminder, axis is found x equals negative b over 2a. For this problem, a is 2, b is 10, c is negative 3. X is negative b over 2 times 2. This is going to be a fraction. Scary now. We're going to make it a decimal. So the axis is found with the line graphed where x is negative 2.5. To find the vertex, substitute. So wherever the x was in the original, we're going to put this negative 2.5 right inside of there. So y is found 2 and then negative 2.5 squared plus 10 times negative 2.5 minus 3. All right, I need a calculator. So this is 2 times, and if I do negative 2.5 squared, I get 6.25. And then 10 times negative 2.5 is going to be negative 25. 2 times 6.25 is 12.5 minus 25 minus 3. Let's go with that. 12.5 minus 25 is negative 12.5. Minus 3 again is going to be negative 15.5. So the vertex is at negative 2.5 comma negative 15.5. This is very algebra heavy. Trying a second problem. Same question. What's the axis of symmetry and what is the vertex? For this problem, A is negative 1 because there is a 1 sitting there and it's negative. B is 2, C is negative 8. The axis of symmetry is found by taking x equal to negative 2 over 2 times A. These negatives are going to cancel. 2 over 2 is 1. So the axis is at x equals 1. Now we're going to find the vertex. Substitute to get y. Y equals negative x squared plus 2 times x minus 8. Please notice that the negative was on the x, but there wasn't a parenthesis to say include it with the x. So it just sits outside. We're going to square that x and then put the negative back on. So this 1 times 1 is 1, but there's a negative that goes on top of it. Cleaning up left to right, negative 1 plus 2 is 1, minus 8 is negative 7. So the vertex is at 1, negative 7. And then, last but not least, we now have vertex form. You can tell it's vertex form because you have a parenthesis with a squared item. Another way to tell is it doesn't have 2 sets of parentheses. Okay, for each of these, we want to identify the direction and point contained on each quadratic function. This is vertex form. This is vertex form. This is standard or vertex form. This is factored. This is for sure standard. This could be the same as 4 times x plus 0 squared. What? So that is vertex form. Tricky. All right, here we go. Direction. There's a negative, opens down. No negative, opens up. No negative, opens up. Negative, opens down. No negative, opens up. Now for each form, when it's in vertex form, the other point that you'll know is the vertex. This is new, okay? I'm going to flip this over, hang in there. Notice that it's a negative in the formula, but when you bring out the vertex form, the h is positive. So the rule is when you bring things out of a parenthesis formula in algebra, you take the opposite sign. So since 4 is in a parenthesis, we take the opposite sign of that. So the x part of the vertex is at -4, but the number on the end, exactly as it is going to be the y. So -3. So the vertex is at opposite sign of this, -4, same number as this, -3. B, vertex form again. Try that one on your own. Give yourself a chance, just like out loud. What do you think the vertex is? Opposite sign of the number with x in the parentheses, so +4. And then exactly how it is out here, -7. So the vertex is at 4, -7. And then for this problem, I wanted you to see that, because if you see this and there's not an x term, it could be standard or vertex form. So this one has a vertex at 0, 1. 0 because there's no number in there with x, and 1 because it's sitting out there on its own. By the way, this is also the y-intercept because it's in standard form as well. So this parabola is doing something like this. It's like here and it's going up like this. Not only is it minimum at 0, 1, but so is where it's crossing the y-axis. And then 2, quick review problems. This is factored form. So we know that 2 points on this graph, one of them is at -1, 0, and the other one is at 2, 0. Those are the zeros. And problem E is in standard form. So I know that the y-intercept is at 0, -1. And there you have it. See you back in Zoom.